Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to migswitch, our brand new flashcard. Yeah, I bet you didn't expect to hear my voice first. Developed and produced in the Russian Federation. I'm sure it is.
What's going on, everybody? Yo, Doc Specimen, I love it, bro. I love it. They caught him off guard. I know nobody expected that, man. Nobody expected to hear your voice first. Mig Switch. Hey, I like how you introduced that, man. You got a future. You got a bright future, young man. You got a bright future ahead of you. You know what I mean? Now, I want everybody to know we have quite a few individuals here. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. I ain't the type to take all the shine, right? That's not my thing. And I just want to powwow this because we got Mig Switch. Some of the things we talked about before, I feel like I nailed. I feel like some of the stuff I nailed, I don't know. We talking about a Mig Switch dumper. I mentioned the hardware to go, hey, game dumper. You know what I mean? That was me. I got the robe on to talk, But nonetheless, it may be more to it. So what I'm gonna do, just bring everybody in and everybody just talk. If you want to introduce yourselves, I don't give a damn. Some people are going to be on screen, some are not. But everybody, what's going on? I brought everybody in. I know we got my man Magnus in the house. I know we got JP in the damn house. I know Narcissus here, Doc Specimen. I don't know. I'm just accepting everybody. I don't know who else is here. I'm just throwing people in. All right, they going on. Lunatic Savage, what's going on with you? What is up? Yo, now, who's all here? Can everybody check in? Can I get a mic check in? Y'all good?
Hello.
Magnus here.
Hello.
All right, Magnus,
JP here.
JP, you good, man? JP, how you doing, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm really good.
You know,
Exciting times.
exciting, man. JP, and for those who don't know, I've been hitting, JP, like, man, I need you on the thing. JP, I need to hear your opinions on this, okay? And I know everybody's got an opinion. Now, I just want to go straight into the bullshit. My opinion. I'm just going to start it off. I said I think this is the end-all solution, right? And I know I'll be going overboard with a lot of shit. I just like to, it's kind of like your favorite sports team. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I'm the one. I said this is going to be full out the end solution. It's not even going to need CFW. It's going to run right in official firmware. Don't matter if Nintendo updates. It ain't going to be nothing you could do. This is it. They're going to have to come out with Switch 2. And they better not make it backwards compatible. Oh, we coming for that too. Not we. I won't say we. That ain't. No, don't say we. I ain't gonna take that. But what does anybody else think? Who do any of y'all think this is total bullshit? Let's ask that.
I'm not convinced it's total bullshit. I think I have a little more faith that this is true. I'll say something that I think Magnus said this to me earlier. He had a pretty funny theory that even the reviewers, they're like people saying that this is a scam, right? That it's not that this is just a bullshit, but this is outright a scam, like it's trying to scam people out of money. That even the reviewers, they're gonna pull some shit where it's like, hey, thanks for being interested in the review, and just pay $30 for shipping, and that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I think I'm not going to say that that's a dumb idea, but I just think it's very unlikely that they're going to go that far because kind of I said this to Magnus too, which is the likelihood that they're doing that when everyone is highly suspicious already that this is Team Executor and we know the faces behind them. That would be the stupidest crime that they could commit is fucking over regular users with this, after they already fucked over Nintendo and pissed off the government already of the United States, who could probably kill a fucking ant in a molehill. Like that was a really terrible example, but you get what I mean.
Nah, I totally get what you mean, man. Now, is anybody else think it's bullshit, or is everyone convinced? Because I got a source, and I don't want to say my source name because you want to keep your source, right? But my source I speak with on and off, and he probably watching right now. Shout out to you, source. You know what I mean? I got two sources, matter of fact. Speak to both of them. All right. So that's just me. I can't confirm no.
Nick, the delusions I spit to you every night are not sources, they're delusions.
And you're right. You totally right. They might be selling me a dream, bro. I might just be on here. They like, yeah, we got him. We got him right in the pocket, boys. He's talking about it. It may be, but I feel like certain things that were mentioned seem to come about. and these things were mentioned to me. I didn't ask for it. Just to give you exact thing, I'm like, hey, I seen this news. Just want you to know. Send. And they respond back, oh, well, it's going to be difficult for them to sell after what happened. And also, they need their original carts to play online safely. Why are you saying this? I didn't ask for none of that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, hold up. This is kind of weird for me. I asked another source, and they jumped off the topic so fast, it scared me. You know what I mean? I'm be honest. I said, oh, shit, dang. I mean, we don't even want to talk. You don't even want to, you know what I mean? You don't even want to talk for a little bit. So I don't know. So I'm convinced the boys are back in town. TX is back. I'm just going to say it if ain't nobody else. TX is back. It's after AfterTimeX. I mean, after TX, after everybody got locked up. I don't know if the same coders. I don't know if the same thing, but I think the head people in charge is still there. That's
Real quick, MGR is here.
MGR, hold up. I got to get MGR in. My bad. And Narts, I don't know if you in, Narts. I got you in. All right, my dude. I got you in. You good? Can we hear you?
I wouldn't put Narts in. He might fall asleep on you.
Oh, man. We might need that. We might need that. You know what I mean? It's hot shit. We might need
You hear him snoring.
You like, God damn.
Yo, we got Shincock Burn.
All right, okay. Shane, what's up, man? All the way from Melbourne, Australia. You know what I mean? Shane, we go back like Ajax. Shane, where you at, man? I need to see. Not JP.
Even for you?
Yo, JP, what do you
Yes.
think about this, man? I want your opinion. What do you think?
Well, I do think it's real. I don't think it's fake.
All right.
That's for sure.
Okay.
I don't think it's too good to be true, especially with having to have all those other bin files so you can actually run the games. But let's face it, who's going to be buying this to legally back up their games?
Can we break that down for everybody?
Well,
So
and
because
let me
nobody really knows what's going on right
Yeah,
now.
he said unpack that. I like how you said that. Unpack
Let
that.
me just say something real
yes,
quick.
yeah.
I just want to add something real quick to the legitimacy of this. I forgot to mention this. Mike Heskin made a tweet earlier, basically breaking down how this could be real, mentioning basically how there's certain encryption that could have been broken, and that there's definitely a lot of things involved. That yes, that's going to make this a bit of an awkward product to kind of work with, especially if you're looking to pirate with it. But if you're not looking to pirate with it, it is a completely feasible place to exist. It's just a question on whether or not this specific incarnation of it is real or not. And I guess Nick dropped a bottle of wine or something. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just gonna.
I'm over here fixing my green screen, man. Don't mind me. I'm over here.
I thought you dropped a bottle of wine or something.
No, man. I'm over here drinking eggnog. I like hit the green screen, knocked it off. Don't mind me. Like I said,
How much
I'm
Jack you
hyper.
got?
I think the
How
boys are back in town, man.
How much Jack you got on the bottle of eggnog?
I got a couple things. I wasn't supposed to celebrate. Usually, I haven't been drinking on a lot of streams, but this one, I agree with JP. I do believe it's real. Now, JP, I want you to break that down a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I don't think people really understand what you mean by that.
Is he gone? Did he die?
Nah, JP. Oh, okay, I got you. JP had bounced out. There you go. I got you, JP.
Yeah. So what I mean by it being real, or what I mean by the other stuff, and you haven't unpacked it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You want to break it down for us?
I mean, Nick, I could go into this if you want.
Let's do it. I want
Yeah.
all the bullshit. All the bullshit's
All right.
here. Let's do it.
So the idea that we've been seeing so far is that this has been an idea for a very long time about the potential of the flashcard coming to fruition, but it was sort of blown off immediately because there was an idea that the encryption on the game cards were of such a caliber that it wouldn't be feasible to have a flashcard. So there was sort of a predisposition already that this was never going to exist, and if it did exist, it would either be fake or incredibly broken. So there's a lot of skepticism coming from that. There's skepticism coming from the fact that MGR's in here. There's skepticism coming from the fact that obviously this is coming out of nowhere from a team that theoretically no one knows about. You go back to the Gateway days. No one fucking knew who Gateway was. People were thinking, is this some real shit? Is this really going to happen?
True.
And the only reason why the SX stuff was sort of taken.
What kind of shit?
because they were using a name that already existed in that
right.
hack cloud. This isn't theoretical. If you're me, you know who this is. But if you're not me, then you're looking at this thinking, I don't know who these migswitch people are. Who the fuck are these Russian dudes?
Yo,
And
only backup and development device
if
for
you
all
look,
Nintendo Switch, man. It's not. Hey, JP,
oh bro,
they're
that's the
saying
exact
it's
same shit.
not meant
That is
for
the exact
piracy, JP. That's what
that
they
is
saying.
that is the
Yeah,
exact.
they're saying it's not meant for piracy, but they're also saying that it can be used if you read between the lines. I think it's under downloads.
Well, and
Oh, you
that's
know
the
what? Let's
that's
go
the
there.
that's the exact same shit that they were writing on the Gateway website. The only backup device for 3DS. That's the exact same shit they were writing.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the bin file. Oh
So
gosh.
if you look where it says online mode, look at point 2. If a valid certificate, card ID set, or card UID is missing, online mode is not recommended because it can lead to a ban. That's basically saying that yes, you can run just an
He ain't lying.
XCI
Well,
without anything
you
else,
can
but it's
He
going to
ain't
get you
lying.
banned.
He's
I think
speaking
what they're
facts.
trying. Well, they could also just be trying to warn people because I'm assuming that so go back if you go back to the product page or maybe the back of your games page. No, it's product page. My bad. You look at the bottom there. Bottom of this device consists of 2 products: migswitch card, migswitch dumper to back up your legally owned Switch games. And I believe AfterTimeX reported quote unquote that this is a hardware dumper. I was completely correct. I believe it was the second video we did on this. And I was
Yep.
completely correct that there's going to be it's actually going to be a little bit different, it looks like, but there's going to be a device that comes with this that is going to allow you to back up your games without custom firmware. That's a misconception. I actually saw a pretty I think I saw who the hell was it? Someone had said like this is not going to be this is going to require a custom firmware to back up your games with. But that's not true. It says right here that there's going to be a dumper that comes with it, and so, it's
But you know what? I got a good question. Why now? Why now?
because they just got out of jail.
Okay, that's a great answer, by the way. I think that's actually probably one of the best answers I've heard all day. You know, because it got, but what is there any other reason? And hold on, does everybody here think Team Execute is behind this? Am I just the only one? Does everybody
Yeah.
think that?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So we got everybody believes that. You know what I mean? JP,
Yo,
I
Nick,
don't know
am
how I kicked you out. MGR, you're in as well. All right.
I on here?
Yep, you're on.
Yo, I'm reading the download site or the
Let's
downloads
pull it
page.
up. I'll pull it up.
Just like we saw in the video, right? To
Okay.
for launching games, select the game to launch by ejecting and reinserting the game card. Motherfucker, if you got a 1 terabyte card and you have like 70 games on there, that's really inconvenient.
I'm not gonna lie. That is inconvenient. That is one thing I would say. So let me ask you this, MGR. If I give you the choice, right? You'll say you have the choice between a mod chip or this device, and your main goal is piracy. What do you choose? I mean, I know you might not have
Even if
homework.
it's not
Yeah.
even if it's not my intention, you know what my answer already is.
Okay, got it. I
Like,
got you.
he's just like soldering shit in the consoles.
Hell yeah.
yeah, I
He
also
said, hell yeah.
I mean, like, let's be real here. If I have 70 titles, there's only one thing I want to remove and insert many, many times over and over again, and it ain't a Switch cartridge.
Slippery slope.
Damn. And I'm not gonna lie, it does sound like, something waiting to happen, but isn't these game cartridge slots built, tested for multiple times? A lot of kids be having them.
I've replaced a lot. I've replaced a lot of them, and you know what breaks most of them? If you look at the back of a Switch cartridge, there's like those little plastic lines between the contacts, and every single broken one I've seen, for the most part, has one little piece of that plastic tab broken and bent. Right? So, and the shit's thin and not like sturdy. So, one too many times, eventually you're gonna break it, right? So, yeah, I mean, hey, you want to break your SD or not your SD? You want to break your game card reader and bring it to me to fix? Fuck, go ahead. But like,
Personally, I've never seen a broken
game card
reader, but I mean, you probably know better than I do because you actually like
I got a whole strip of just the game card readers, not like not the whole unit, but just the actual like reader itself. I've got a whole strip of them here.
Now, MGR, is it possible that just, mainly because you do repairs, that may be why you see a lot?
Probably because there's nothing like this, but yeah. So the black lines, right? If one of those breaks and goes on like a angle to the left or the right, you can say goodbye to your game card reader if you don't notice it. I've seen it many times.
So what you're calling is this product will break a lot of game card readers, is what you're stating.
Well, maybe it depends. If you're just gonna constantly like
my thinking though is that breaking is probably from people being rough with the card itself and not from insertions. So
never know.
Just don't throw your fucking flashcard around. You'll probably be fine. Oh, geez, I see what you mean though.
Yeah,
it's very bendable. I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty bendable, man. That's
exactly.
very sturdy.
So what
It doesn't take much to break.
Does it shear off one of the metal pins on the game card?
No, yeah, it'll bend it or whatever, right? But
so you could bend it back if you really tried.
probably not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I can understand that. That is something I wonder. Would that be an issue with putting in? I haven't either, but again, I'm not doing repairs, and I can understand if you're doing repairs, you're typically going to see something like more than you see other things, and that's probably something that's a hardware defect, or either, you're right, kids dumping a bunch of cartridges in there, shoving them in and out,
Look,
and the next thing you know, bam.
I mean, at the end of the day, is it going to be something that people buy? Of course it is. But on the other hand, it's pretty cut and clear. Whatever page it was on about having everything exactly like an original cart,
So
or
here's
you
the good thing,
obviously
though.
will get banned.
Assuming that assuming this is real, of course, and this comes out, this gets firmware updates from what I can tell. And so I wouldn't be shocked if maybe people
Does it say that anywhere at all?
It doesn't, but I'm assuming it does. There's no reason why I wouldn't be able to get firmware updates. Every other team that's got firmware updates.
It does say V1.0 on the download, so who knows?
Yeah,
but
so here's what I'm thinking though. Okay, just hear me out, right? If this gets firmware updates, it's completely possible that people are going to, tweet at them or what the fuck ever and say, basically, hey, look, this is a good product, but I really do I have a big Switch library that I legally own, and here's a picture of my 50 game cards. It is a bitch to cycle through these. Could you please, I don't know, add something in that, allows us to put a text document on it or something that, every time you put the card in for the first time, it will default to, this game and, cycle through an order I select. So
the better option would be, if you've had the game launched before, it'll show up on your home screen or under all software regardless. So if you go to start...
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure that there's going to be...
So, if you go to start that game and then put the card in, and, it just knows to pick that game based off the ID and all that, then I could see it making sense. But I still think it's stupid.
So here's an idea.
Yeah, but more than likely, there's going to be a config file, like a .ini file.
That's what I was.
Who knows?
That you can take and you can edit what games you want in what order.
List in what order.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing too, right? And this is something that I had brought up. I believe on the first stream I had mentioned this, was that they could maybe do something. I don't know if this is feasible, but maybe they could do something where, I don't know if the Switch, if you pick a game that's a game card game, and it says, hey, this isn't in the game card reader, insert the game card. It's got to check the card that's already in there. It's got to check to see if there's a card. And if it can find a card, it needs to check the card to see if it's the right game. So could the card have an update at some point where when it receives that, hey, are you, say you're Mario Odyssey and, right, or you have that as, the game that's selected, and then the Switch goes, hey, is Luigi's Mansion in? It can say, yes, it is, here it is, and then load the game up. Just kind of like the SX Autoloader was.
So here's a little bit of information that you might not know, Dad. The SD card reader actually has its own eFuses, if I'm not mistaken.
You mean the game card reader?
Serious?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I back in the day.
Yeah, it can get updated.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
I swear I did not know that.
Back in the day when first modding came out, people were having issues with the different firmware versions where the SD card wasn't working. It's
You mean,
because
you mean, do you mean the game card, not the SD
yeah,
card?
yeah, the SD card.
We're so used to SD cards.
Yeah, the game card would not work on the custom firmware because their stock was on a different version.
Actually, yes, I'll touch on that. So I don't really do it anymore because people want way too much money after COVID. But I used to buy broken switches all the time, and PS4s and Xbox Ones and all that. I would strip the good parts, and there has been times where it's like I've taken a game card, like a full game card reader, and instead of like desoldering the actual reader off their board, I would just drop a whole new one in, and it doesn't work for that same reason.
Yep.
So I'm telling you right now, there's going to be, not right away, but there's going to be a firmware update that completely fucks this thing. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Completely.
It'll probably take like a month or two, or how if it is SX, I mean, if it is Team Shooter, it'll take like 6 months for an update, and then it'll never work again.
Damn, man.
But I'm telling you right now, like if it's like
I got
this isn't a hardware level exploit. This is a game card that is tricking the console. They're going to be able to close that. It's not like the mod chip where it digs in so deep into the system.
Is it, or did they break encryption? Because if they broke encryption, then that's a whole other ball game. Because that's what Mike Heskin's alleging on Twitter, is that they had to have broke encryption for this to work. And if that's the case, you're not patching this. You're not patching this without changing the encryption entirely, and that's not happening until a new Switch.
Well, who knows? Apparently, Switch games had fucking Denuvo put in them, and that never fucking stopped emulation. So who knows?
No, they haven't. Denuvo hasn't been implemented in anything as far as we're aware, and even then, that's just for emulation. That's not for custom firmware.
All right. So what do you think about? It's stating you're only supposed to play your legal games, but what happens to the kid that buys that game after somebody copies their entire library and sells it to GameStop? He buys the game legally. What happens to that kid?
You get a band.
Who knows?
And you get a band.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Well, and I agree.
I think it's gonna be you get a band, you get a band, you get a band.
Here's the thing, though. This is something that I haven't gotten a definitive answer for yet, because I was never like involved at the time. Were people getting banned for using shared XCIs? I know NSPs get you banned, but XCIs.
Yes.
Okay, those were banned. Those weren't. Hey, this card can't go on. This card is not compatible with Nintendo Online. Like your whole account was banned.
I don't think it was the card that got banned. I think it was just the actual consoles themselves, because there's no Switch running the same exact ID of the exact same game or any game.
But keep in mind, somewhere out there is a real cart running the game with that, and I'm a little confused on why Nintendo's taking the kill all approach with let's kill everyone's Switch, including the kid who might not have known his card was dumped and he's using the real cart,
And you know what? That's when Microsoft face a lot of backlash in a class action lawsuit for when they were banning consoles, and then they stopped banning consoles, and then they had to start banning the Xbox Live accounts.
Not that I'm aware.
I thought that was something around when they started banning the consoles.
Are you talking about the original Xbox or the 360?
He's talking about
360. I'm talking about the 360.
As far as I know,
when we were flashing the drive.
Yeah, before the light touch firmware came out. Because you remember a lot of.
So you're talking about like the iExtreme.
Yes, correct. There we go. I could not think of it.
You're not talking about the actual modding of the console.
Yeah,
no, he's talking about the firmware flash of the Blu-ray drive.
The firmware
I
flash.
never did that.
DVD drive, sorry.
And what wind up happening was everybody had console bans, so your shit couldn't even go online. If you resold it anywhere, it just couldn't go online. You were screwed. And if you did your shit just to have because a console actually hardware-wise was a piece of shit, let's be honest. So if your DVD drive failed and you were to actually replace it, you would have a banned console. Is that fair? You know what I mean? Just if you're board married, is that
No, I don't. If you legitimately replace the drive and transfer the key over or whatever it was, I can't remember now, but it's still long.
Yeah, I know it's so fucking long.
If you weren't playing like a burned game, I think you were okay.
Here's what I think.
Okay.
Nick, about that lawsuit. So The basis of that lawsuit was that Microsoft timed the bans to happen right before Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 came out,
Yep,
and
that's what
so
it says.
their basis was they did that. They got more revenue out of Xbox Live subscriptions with the full intention to ban a bunch of people, and then banned it as people were waiting. So
That's awesome.
so
That
basically,
is yes, that is so crooked corporate America.
yeah. So that
Yo,
was the
that is
basis of that lawsuit. I don't know if it went anywhere.
damn. Yeah, okay, that deserves a lawsuit. That deserves a lawsuit. I'm sorry if I just pay. Hey, I got a brand new subscription. I just got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
Banned.
Shut the shit.
But yo, you got to look at this in a different way, right? Look at previous cases where similar things have come out. The PS3 had an optical drive emulator. People were paying like $200 for that thing, and that thing was insane to install. I never did one. I just remember seeing it very briefly. One firmware update took out that entire thing, and it never came back.
True, it did.
I don't know if anyone even remembers that. It was so short-lived.
So MGR, let me ask you, why now? Why now? You know what I mean?
Because
Why
it takes
now?
a long fucking time to do something like this.
Okay.
They
so,
said if you go to their home, they said after a year. If you scroll down,
okay, let's do that.
it's the very first. So yeah, after more than a
After
year.
more than a year.
Okay.
Probably delayed for a while by Gary Bowser being in prison.
Now, do we think? Let's talk about that. Now, Gary, you know what? I'm gonna pull me up on big screen, man. Because Gary, for those who don't know, I speak with Gary, man. I can say that. That's my guy. I done been helping. You know what I mean? I holler at him from time to time. To me, right? I've been there along these steps, along the line. It seemed like Gary, man, was struggling. He's coming up step by step. But I ain't gonna lie, Gary computer looking flyer than mine right now. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna say he doing it. That's my dog. You know, I ain't gonna never say that. But is there anybody here that believe Gary has anything to do with this?
No, I don't think he has.
Nah.
I don't think he does either.
I would like to believe that the only thing he had involvement with, if Mike Heskins was actually fully correct in his assessment, was running AfterTimeX. I will say what I found interesting was the assertions in their new post about not wanting the product due to copyright concerns. So if Gary's actually running AfterTimeX, that's actually genius of him. For him to basically be like, hey, I still want to be involved with the modding scene and reporting, but not in actually using these products because I can't.
Hey, I don't know if you talked about it. I just noticed on their website it's developed and produced in the Russian Federation.
Yeah.
So what I originally said is these guys probably went to a country that won't extradite.
Right? Mike Heskin basically believes that that's a complete that's a complete lie. And yes, there was a Chinese person, Wanting Chen. I highly doubt that he is solo in this. Let me see. Let me find the tweet from Mike Heskin. What did he say?
Yeah, if you can, I'll go ahead and I'm gonna share this.
He just said Russian Federation ? Is that what we're calling Germany now? LMAO. I don't know where he's getting. I don't know what he means by Germany, but I mean, because Max is French. Gary's Canadian / Dominican, and then Wanting Chen is Chinese. So unless there's like some German, I mean, I don't know. Gary Odernix is from Germany, but he's a completely different Gary.
Okay. No, and the reason I ask is I don't think Gary has anything to do with it, man. I think personally Gary is too scared to get anywhere near that shit. They had his ass locked up, man.
I would hope so.
He had to kick it with the Proud Boys. You know, a lot of the Proud Boys was locked up back. So, I know Gary, and I would have did the same shit. I would have hooked with Proud. Hey, I'm hanging. We good. We safe, And he got out. I don't think Gary want to go through that again. You know what I mean? Like, that ain't no shit. Nobody want to be in a damn wall like that, treated like an animal. And then get out, and not only that, it's not been that long, bro. What is Gary done, a year? You know what I mean? It's not that long. And that's too risky for me. Not special. I think that's risky. That's almost like, hey, I'm not gonna sell the drugs, but I'm gonna be the man who puts up your website for your legit business. But the guy is dealing drugs.
Well, unless
you know what I mean?
Unless he is being trolled. I don't think Mike Heskin would lie about this. If he was confident that what he was looking at was legitimate information that was accurate, he wouldn't have posted it if it wasn't, right? So if he believes that what he's posted is legitimate, then, and it is legitimate, assuming that he's not making a fucking oopsie whoopsie, he would, then I trust him. And so he has made the discovery, I'm calling it a discovery because I do believe it, that AfterTimeX in some way points to himself, to Gary. So at the bare minimum, he runs AfterTimeX or is hosting AfterTimeX or something.
Damn.
Oh, I think that site's going to disappear. I just
Okay.
find it very
Okay.
odd that came up and all of a sudden this came up. Did
Well,
anyone do a who is lookup on this site?
I did actually.
did.
I was talking to Nick about this, and what I find very interesting. Now I'm not going to pull. Nick can pull this up if he wants. I got too many tabs open. I'm not trying to leak any of my tabs, but I put migswitch into it, and something I noticed is the very first post on it is from the 6th of November, and on the who is it shows the registration date. It's the 21st of November, registered in
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
KN.
Sorry, where?
What is K on Charlestown KN? Where is that? Charlestown KN. That is
Charleston, Nevis,
the
St. Kitts and Nevis.
Nevis, yeah.
And yo, from what I know, Gary's in. I'm gonna tell you, just for me, everybody here. I spoke with Gary, and Gary's been talking about going live for a podcast. He's got like a lot of ideas that are positive ideas, bro. Like that all are super legit. He's got like legit licenses for Texas Instruments.
Hey, wait a second.
He's got a lot of good stuff going for him. Why would you?
This country is let's see. It's like there's like the U.S. Virgin Islands, then Puerto Rico, and then hey, the Dominican Republic, right next to it. Interesting.
Oh.
At the end of the day, I will stick with my RP 2040 and now the Instinct. What is it? NX V6S?
Yes, and by the way, how is that overall compared to everything else?
Just like everything else.
It's no different. We got a faster boot time, any additional features you can do?
It comes and goes. I mean, I'm using, like, mine has the SK Hynix, so sometimes it's instant, which is almost unseen for me on SK Hynix. Other times it's 10 seconds, which is normal. And then sometimes I get a blue flashing LED and then an official firmware load. But that might be a shitty SD card that I have because I'm constantly on off with no SD, and I haven't gotten it since. So it's probably a garbage SD card.
I loved that, Robert. I'm wondering if it's a honeypot from Nintendo. That would actually be the funniest case scenario. Is the outright honeypot.
Yeah.
Now, is that, you know what? We got some people who think it's all bullshit. I've heard some people, but now we got quite a few people who do.
That's the first time I've heard an outright accusation of it being a honeypot, though.
Yeah.
If it was a honeypot, though, I mean, that would kind of be like perfect.
What are they going to do? Arrest someone for buying one? Like, come on, man.
And that's
like,
what I mean.
No.
They're gonna arrest me and Nick because we were like, hey,
I tried to talk to you. Oh gosh, damn it!
Look,
oh god, I talked.
Look, at the end of the day, like it's. I don't think this is going to do as well as people think, and the reason is, again, if it's real, if it comes out, I think it is. I think it's going to come out. The question is when. But there's a lot of people that play shit like Fortnite and whatever online, and the second they start hearing that everybody's getting banned for using it, they're not going to buy it. Yeah, straight up. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like I personally don't use the online. I think it's crap. I just don't care for online gaming. I mean, there is one game I'm playing online now a bit too much, but it is what it is. But in general, like when I had a PS5, I never even bothered paying for the online shit. I just played single player shit.
Well,
right?
Magnus, get in on me with this. That if Nintendo starts honeypotting their own fucking customers, dude, you and I are gonna go on a fucking like TV tour, like calling for the boycott of Nintendo after that shit, dude. Boy, you fucking honeypotting your own goddamn customers. Who do you think you are?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. That is some next level genius Black Mirror shit right there. I'm just sorry. For me, that's like that shit just blew my mind, bro. Even that's why I had to put it up. I'm still in shock. I'm like, yo, what if it was? I was fucking totally bamboozled. It's like a thriller movie, and I never knew who the killer was at the end. Like that shit was beautiful. Great job, man. And you made me think it was my own friends. That's what makes it crazy. People I actually thought were cool. You made me think they were in on it. If this is a honeypot from Nintendo, that shit's crooked, dirty, nasty. It is lower than a mob.
I wonder. Well, here's the thing, okay? If they're honeypotting their own customers, would that shit even fly in court? I don't even know that would fly in court. Like
All
wouldn't
charges
get-
thrown out.
wouldn't
I don't
get-
get charged shit.
that
Way they
won't have
doing
even
this
been
dirty.
investigated. I mean, shit, dude. If they're not getting investigated for that shit, dude, I'll fucking sue my own country. I don't care.
It would be classed as entrapment, though, wouldn't it?
That would be entrapment. That should be entrapment.
Exactly.
It would. It definitely would.
It's like when a fucking cop sells drugs, right? Like they technically can't do that.
Now I want to ask if this is like an, like you say, it works for a lot of different firmwares, and let's say even if a firmware update knocks it out, what's the price? What are we talking about price wise? If you have now chips out, and we know the price of chips, and then to pay someone to install it, do you go ahead and charge $150, $120, $100?
I'm thinking 100. It can't be less.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I guess it also depends if they're going to actually bundle the two devices together and sell the cartridge on its own. Is there going to be an option just for the cartridge because you don't want the dumper?
My question is who the fuck's gonna sell this?
Right? Yeah.
Well, hey, they got the email open. If anybody listening to this and you want to go ahead and be a reseller, be my damn guest. But I know some people personally that are still paying back $2 million and $2.5 million and
you're gonna have
a couple other things.
You're gonna have two fucking resellers and three resellers. You're gonna have one out of China, you're gonna have one out of Russia, and you're gonna have one out of North Korea. That's all you're gonna have, bro.
And even then, like honestly, I can't, like, this is not a viable product. I'm telling you right now, one way or another, with one firmware update, and it's like I said the other day, Nick, someone's dead relative is gonna hit update by accident, or the fucking wind is gonna hit it.
Here's the thing: could this not potentially be overcame with the same updates that they've done with Atmosphere? Because Atmosphere,
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Yeah, he's saying the same. Mods and mins, I got you in here too.
Because keep in mind, right, with how blown open the switch is, all they got to do is analyze the new firmware and figure out what's going on. And it's not like the thing is, right, in the past it's always been in that there's a flash card or some kind of generic backup loader, and then full blown custom firmware homebrew comes later. This is the first time that I'm aware where it's been the complete opposite. And so
I don't see it happening.
I mean, Magnus, chime in because you would know about this. Like, do you think it's possible that even if they do some sort of blocking shit on this, that they can actually they could theoretically reverse engineer whatever they do and try and bypass it?
Well, I mean, if they do have some type of description for it, then
I honestly feel like this is going to be kind of like a PS4 exploit. Once the fucking update comes out, that exploit is gone.
Well, actually, let me go back to what I've been saying. Though I keep forgetting this. We keep bringing this back up. That the Mike Heskin tweet, it mentions that the only real way that this would be viable isn't via an exploit, but it's because they just straight up broke the encryption. Again, they would have to completely change the encryption now. I mean, that's like the fact that they could patch an encryption vulnerability without breaking all of the games that already exist, unless they already had some kind of second option. Well, the only
you know what?
I've been able to find that Mike Heskin also mentioned was that they have another type of encryption that's been on standby, but if they activate it, the only thing that is going to change is that it's going to basically make it 100% impossible to play it online, but not necessarily make it 100% impossible to play the game. It's a T2 that they mentioned. I don't think. No, it does not say. Okay, so I lied. It does say that exists though. So,
and I'm with JP on the bundle. I agree. I think they could bundle it, and then you could get 100 easy, right?
Yeah.
And will they sell it? And I remember SXOS and the SX Pro. Kind of the different. What option do you want to go? I can see that. Can you buy it separately? Can you buy one with the? Man, I honestly think that's it.
Because I'm not going to buy the dumper. I don't need the dumper because I have three modded switches. But someone like my cousin, he's got a Switch, and he might want to play games, but he might not want to use all the homebrew shit and fuck with that and brick his console and keep backups and all that kind of stuff.
True.
So he might just get this and get the dumper with it, and then all he's got to do is buy his games, drop his card in the thing, drop it on the micro SD card, throw it back in the Switch, and he's good. He can put the case in his closet.
Damn. So what do y'all think the repercussions are? Who's gonna be at fault for this? Is anybody gonna
Max
pay?
and Gary get personally killed by Nintendo's mercenaries.
Yo, and shout out to Max, man. I don't know who else. I got Max on Instagram, man. My man is living a life. Yo, Max, man. When I come over there to France, man, when you watch it, I'm gonna send this directly to you, Max. Okay, I'm gonna just send it directly to you. All right. When I come over to France, man, just keep me alive, man. All right, that's all I ask. I know y'all got a lot of shit going on over there. You do. I ain't even gonna say y'all. You do, Max. You have a lot of shit going on. All right. But he's top shelf, man. Everything looks perfect. Everything he wears. I don't even see dust on Max in the photos, bro. I don't even see dust on Max. Max don't even have dust. You know what I mean? It's nothing. Nothing. And Magnus, see, that's how you do it, man. Represent. I hate the music came on. I ain't even picked the music. You
Bro,
know what I mean? That's kind of bogus.
I have my name. Oh, it still says me as the latest subscriber. Get fucked, Magnus.
Yes, true. You are sub. Thank you, sir. So $100. Everybody's pretty much. Is that confirmed? Does anybody think we can go low? Can we get $40? Can we get $50?
I think.
I think if you get the $60 for the whole bundle.
Okay. 60 for the bundle. I like that. That's you talking my language.
I think they're gonna milk this. I think they're gonna charge a very high premium for this while they can until it gets disabled by an update. And then they're gonna run away with your money laughing.
It's Team Executor, so I mean, they've done stuff in the past, and I mean, it's not like that they're going to charge. I don't think they're going to charge a full arm and a leg for it, but they are going to kind of ream you a little bit because they know that they're the only ones that have this.
Well, and it's gonna,
of course, I would too.
It's going to depend again on. Hey, by the way, Magnus, get fucked.
Let's go. Talk to him, Dr. Specimen. Let him know. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I don't think it's. I think if I had to be very, very generous to them, and this is being very generous, I'm thinking $120, $80 for the Flashcart, $40 for the dumper, so you can get it $80 if you don't want the dumper, or shit, maybe you don't even care about the Flashcart. Maybe because here's the thing. Here's what I would do. Actually, I'm actually going to go back on what I said earlier. I might not buy the Flashcart. I might buy the dumper just because the idea of having a hardware dumper is pretty fucking cool. I'm surprised it doesn't exist already.
I like the hardware dumper idea. I love it. I don't know, and I didn't even know.
Yeah, I wonder how that's gonna work.
I know.
I wonder if it's just going to be like a thing that plugs into your PC.
That's what they said. They said it plugs into your PC and then you put the game in. I don't know if it just shows up like a USB drive. I'd be shocked. They probably have some special tool you got to use, and then you click a button and it dumps into an XCI and then dumps the certs.
Yeah. Well, the instructions on the website says it opens like a mass storage device, and there's a folder. You just drag the folder across. That's it.
Yeah, he's right. It does.
No shit.
Okay, I'm not sure if anybody's talked about this, but Switch games, as far as I'm aware, they are serialized. And if they're saying that this is going to bypass that Nintendo server verification, then as everyone else said, it can be patched out within a couple days, couple weeks, or
real quick. Here was something that I was saying earlier, or that I was saying before the stream. Was that something that I found interesting? They here's something. This is on the AfterTimeX Twitter page. Let me pull it up real quick. Let's see. Here we go. In speaking more with their beta tester about online play, as migswitch refused to answer any questions not related to pure backup play, he told us that he used one of his games as search/UID, which he never shared to anyone before, to be able to play online with his other game backups. So you could dump Mario Odyssey, take the search from that, and then swap over to, I don't know, fucking A Hat in Time, and use that same you could dump your own Mario Odyssey, download A Hat in Time from the internet, basically inject
that. I doubt it. Just remember, bans aren't instant, eh?
That's what they're claiming in this, though. If you read this, look, he said that he used one of his games certs, which he never shared, to play online with his other backup. So maybe this will get patched immediately, but as of now, for the beta testers, they're able to do this. They're able to pull this off.
But you got to remember as well, as soon as these get out in the wild, Nintendo's going to get hold of one as well.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get.
Yeah,
hold of
that's what
they're
I
gonna get
said.
hold of Unit 3.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're not going to disable it right away. They're really going to find out how this thing works, like down to a T, and then they're going to release
this
an
never
update that's going to
happens
fuck all of this.
No. So what's
Yeah.
going to happen is they're going to do the same thing that they did to Gary. They're going to wait. They're going to wait, let it build up over and over and over again until they can come on down with everybody at the exact same time, everyone that they can get their hands on.
Well, that's
Yo,
for legal.
So,
reasons,
one
but we're
person?
thinking-
Preach 'em
Magnus,
right now.
Magnus, you
Well,
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's go, Magnus. You know what I mean? You ain't have to do him like that, Magnus. But I feel you do him like that. You know, that's my dog. But you know what I mean?
Can you imagine it if Gary's like actually behind like part of this and goes down again for it? Could you imagine?
I would be so fucking pissed at Gary, bro. Because I would just be like,
Well, think about what I said, right?
You did.
But think about what I said the other day. It's like
Holy
if this
shit,
is
we got
all
hype
you
train
know,
going.
Yeah, Magnus. Let's go, Magnus. I ain't even got my sounds going. I would have fucking hit all the shotgun shots and drones and everything.
but think about it, right? It's like what I said the other day. It's like drug dealers that go to jail, right? If all they know is selling drugs, they get out and they go back to it. If this is all he knows, and he gets out and he can't do anything else, right?
Yeah, I hit on that too with dead specimens earlier today.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying the other day. And it's like I don't know. I don't know if the guy's involved. I don't really give two fucks, to be honest. But like this, I'm telling, like, again, it's my opinion. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong. But fucking, this is gonna get disabled so fast. Everybody's gonna be crying all over the internet about, oh, this isn't working. Oh, I hit update.
What I'm interested in, though,
And then hardware modding is going to explode more than it ever has before.
Nah, I doubt it.
Yeah.
that would be cool.
It's already hit its
Yes.
Well, here's
I
the
don't know
thing,
about
though.
that because there's so many people out there that don't even know that you can do that still.
But the moment that they find out you can do this, and the moment that it gets patched out, everyone is going to be like, "Oh, we can still do this another way. It's going to be more expensive, but we can still do it."
But the thing is, it's going to be so much money because the thing is, 99% of the people, I'm going to say, that are going to use this because this is the only option that they can either find out about.
Oh,
or
I see the
do,
green light.
are not going to be able to. They're not going to have the skills to do this, so they're going to have to pay an installer. And when they realize that they already went $100 in the hole for this fucking flash card, and then they're going to have to go another $100 or even more, maybe less if they're lucky or they know a guy personally to get.
See, to me,
installed. Like they're just gonna fucking flip the emulation if they have a good enough computer, or just cut their losses and say, "Fuck it, my 5-day piracy string was over. Back to being a legit person."
So to me, it's like, okay, if it's going to cost $100 US for the cart and the dumper, which I guarantee you, it's going to be more like 150 for both, if not more. I guarantee you. I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just taking a guess here. But when you have something like this, yeah, you're going to charge out the ass for it because you can, and you know people are going to pay it, right? If this was the only option and chips didn't exist, what do you think it would cost? An astronomical amount is what it would cost.
Well,
but
the Gateway 3DS cost $80, so I could be a total dick and like say, well, okay, that was the purely portable console. This is Nintendo's main console, so fucking double that shit. Maybe they charge $160. Like I said, you can take 40 or 50 off if they're gonna charge separately for the dumper. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the dumper cost them like $5 to make, so they add a $35, $40
It gotta cost $5. I'm gonna say it costs less than $5. It probably costs $2 to make. Man.
Well, because what I'm wondering though is like, does it need some kind of firmware on it? Well, because the thing is, if it's gonna open to a folder, I don't think that's what the actual game cards do. So I doubt it's opening to a folder without some kind of firmware. So they got to have some kind of logic on there that can open that, but.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Right. And that's
so that will likely never get stopped, right? Never.
Oh yeah,
but
this hardware,
again,
I think this hardware dumper is going to be really interesting for scene shit. I just don't know. Like, I don't know what games get dumped 5 minutes quicker now than people having to load up a Switch with a
Okay.
I just find it funny where it's like you either need a hacked Switch or the hardware dumper. If you have a hacked Switch, why the hell would you buy this? Like,
I don't know, to make sick. You know what I wonder though, because we're talking about how they made this whole push about like, hey, we're not using this for piracy. But keep in mind, you hop on Google and you look at Like if you're looking for DS games, right? And you see all those fucking DS cards that are like 1001, and they're just repackaged fucking R4 Gold Pro cards and all that kind of stuff. I wonder if
Yeah.
they have this thing purely for that reason, that you can
Huh.
get these fucking flash cards filled to the brim with games, and they're indirectly like,
I
hey,
didn't even think of that actually.
we sell 100 of these to some guy in China who then repacks these
you are not
games.
lying.
Yeah, because wasn't Executor like selling some shit called like the
Yes.
Meth Head pack?
I know
You're
myself.
thinking of the True
was part of
Blue
that.
Mini. You're thinking of the True Blue Mini. Yep.
No. It was when they had like the Flash Carta site.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah,
they
that's
had like the Meth Head pack, the Crackhead pack.
That's the True Blue Mini. That was the thing that they were selling for the PlayStation Classics. They had the
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they had SX. I don't know if I remember. They had a whole idea of SX Retro that was supposed to come out of all the ideas of all the old school games. They had prepackaged labels, thumbnails, all types of shit. There's a lot of shit that I knew about. You know what I mean? That was in the works. There was a couple things. I know SX Retro was one of them. And guess what? All the games and shit was supposedly, it was supposed to come without the games, but it was supposed to have everything else. And it was pretty much running off RetroArch. But you got all your thumbnails, all your videos, all your things, and it was all preloaded, all the games. I seen it. I was actually one they told, hey, I ain't even gonna say who told me. I was dumb. I was very stupid. I was naive. I had no idea. Okay, let me say all those things on record. I was scared. I was three parts scared. I was terrified. I got frightened. So I did it, And I remember posting it on GBA Tempt, and I never got roasted so fast off a fucking forum in my life. And I said, from then on, I'm going to put some respect on GBA Tempt's name. And I'm never going to disrespect them like that. I had no idea what I was posting. They said there was viruses through virus checkers and shit. My virus checker didn't check, but, so nonetheless, they were doing a bunch of shit, bro. They were doing a bunch of shit. I ain't going to act like they were just 100% good. And you're right. They built up all the fucking evidence. They waited years, bro. Did you see how fucking the indictment? I'll pull up the indictment. Like, you can see how many damn systems and how many damn websites and how much shit they grabbed before they came down. When they came down, there was no fighting that shit. How you gonna deny that shit? You know what I'm saying?
They had to do their best to make the largest possible example that they could of one person, just to show what could happen.
It was. I would say. I can't remember anything. Oh, GeoHot. GeoHot was a big deal. Right? But outside of that, Gary Bowser being locked up. Now, Max is in France, man. Do y'all think Max is really that type of guy, man? Do y'all really think Max is out here just slanging hundreds of dollars and just getting people to do stuff and raking in money? Who really think Max is behind this?
Maybe when this finally comes out, maybe he'll reveal that he actually did move to Russia.
Oh, hey, you know what?
He's probably not going to say anything.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to say nothing. You know what? And that's why, I'm the type that I'm not even going to ask anything. Like, I ain't asking. I'm going to just talk. Hey, how you doing?
Look,
how's
all
your
I'm
kids?
saying is that
How's
I'm looking forward to, I'm moving the dates right, September 2024, and we're going to see a beautiful tweet from the Justice Department. Members of notorious piracy group Team Executor arrested again after creating migswitch flashcard, and they're going to basically
I don't think they're going to admit to failure. That's the thing. So
yeah, you're right.
They're not going to admit that they failed. They don't want to. They don't do that. But I mean, yeah.
Well, they didn't fail at anything. They got them in jail. They got Gary in jail, and they got it.
But if it
got out
again,
early on a plea deal.
If it happens again this fast, though, that's a failure. Like, you let the dude back out. You let everything start up again. You let everything go. Isn't that a failure?
He had us. If this is him, he had us convinced. He had a lot of people convinced that he.
Me super convinced. Yeah.
And he was gonna cut the shit. I get the whole drug addict thing, but like shit, man, this is console modding. I figured it wasn't that serious. Apparently, it is that serious, at least for him, potentially for him. And so
potentially, and like I said, when it's all you're gonna go back to what you knew to make money.
Well, and let's be honest here. I don't give a fuck.
Where are you gonna get a job with a criminal record?
There's not a lot of people, even in the Justice Department, I would assume, that, look, I still believe our government's run by geriatrics who don't know a fucking thing about the internet and technology. I highly doubt that they realize, the actual caliber of what he's doing. And, maybe if they're being smart, they're going to actually do some research and realize, oh, shit, this is like a drug. This is like a drug addict, a drug dealer. And we can't just be letting him out, it's just one of those stupid cyber criminals doing cybercrime things. This is a this is an addiction. This is a more serious matter, and we can't just let him out because he was acting all nice. If again, this is if he's involved in this.
You're right.
So
if it was the
also,
fifth, we all be drunk.
look at this way. I think if this is Team Excluder, this has been in their pocket for a while, and the only reason they didn't release it is because they had the mod chip solution, and now because everything is all said and done and everything like that, they're gonna throw this out there to try to get a cash grab of whatever they can get.
I like that, because you're right. If you have the choice between the two solutions from the beginning, which one is more beneficial? I agree. SX, yeah. SX is definitely the way to go. It's going to be SXOS. You got the SX Pro. You got a mod chip. You got all these other ways I would use before the Flashware dumper myself.
Well, and here's another interesting thought too. I wonder if they might be able to come up, because again, if it is Team Executor, I wonder if they could do some kind of where it's like, okay, let's say there's no homebrew way, like cart available homebrew way to update your game card reader firmware. If they do patch this out, maybe they come out with some shit like, hey, open your switch up, hook up this thing to your game card reader, and they could do like the fucking Zaptor on the original Xbox, where you didn't even need to solder shit. They could come up with something like that where it's like, hey, hook up this device, program this device, hook it up like this, give it 10 seconds, it'll reprogram your game card reader, and there you go. Now you have it's basically like DVD an Xbox.
You remember what I said about solderless mods, right?
What you say? Break it down.
So solderless mods are like tampons. You know why? Because every pussy needs one.
Well, all right. But here's the thing. This starts off as a solderless mod by being a flashcard. So I mean, we're not really going too much deeper. You're not going too much deeper anyway. I'm not even saying this is
he's like it's not
in the thing. I'm just saying you hook it up for a few seconds, let it flash your.
Yeah.
But what about
DLC? I'm just joking.
What about updates? If you're talking about certificates and shit, what about DLC and updates? How do you handle that?
I don't think they're gonna work.
You have to know. I think you can like inject them into the XCI. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can like kind of repack them into the XCI.
But you're down.
Kind of like how they did something with
from somewhere else be bad though, or wouldn't that be?
I mean, because kind of like they did with like Lunar IPS, where they would you would just put in the file and it patches it into it. So I'm pretty sure someone's eventually gonna make a tool for that.
Well, and think of it this way, though, right? If you legally own the game, nothing's stopping you from going onto the eShop and getting your DLC and your updates. If you're pirating the game, then do the repack method. I mean, it's not going to matter either way if you're pirating the game to begin with, and if you're not pirating it, do it the legitimate way.
Okay. All right. No, and I'm just throwing shit out there, man. I always like to just talk shit, but I can say I think this is 100% real. I think it's the end all solution. I know MGR, man. You're pessimistic. You sound like Eeyore, right? Y'all like, oh, it ain't gonna be this, it ain't gonna be that. But what if
I'm just talking shit, man. Like I mean,
I know I like talking.
Well, hey, if it is, then it is. At the end of the day, nobody knows.
There's a reason they've been asking for Magnus's input so much, because he seems pretty excited for this.
Yeah, you know what? Now, Magnus. Now let me ask you, if you have this as a solution, right, to do, but then you also have mod chips and you're a customer. I'm coming in as brand new. I have no idea, but my goal is piracy. What do you think I'm going to do first if you have one solution, $150, and you have RP 2040s, hardly nothing, right? But I have to pay someone to install. What do you think most people would do in that case?
If they knew everything, how you can have cheats and overlays and all that other stuff, they're gonna go with the mod chip.
Emulators.
You can't do that with this flashcard. I mean, maybe, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
true.
I don't see it's possible.
You got different classes of people that are gonna decide on what they want. When you look at people that are my age, like mid-late 30s, you want the nostalgia. Yo, you want emulators? Play those old fucking Super Nintendo games? Damn right, they're gonna take a fucking mod chip.
No,
right?
You've got to look at it from the other way as well. I've just gone out. I've spent $300 on an OLED Switch. I want my warranty. Yeah. So the mod chip's not the best route if you want to keep your warranty.
Ooh,
do you want to play online though?
I didn't even think about that.
Beautiful idea, Jay. Because you're right. A lot of people want to keep that intact.
Yeah.
Same with their games too. They want to dump their games, put them back in the box, seal it up,
and keep them clean, keep them fresh.
And you got to think how people are going to use this. I just think people are going to be getting this purely for piracy, and they're going to be buying games, borrowing games. I know in America you can still rent games. You can't do that in the UK. It's going to be like when I had my PS1 and I mod chipped it.
It's illegal to fucking rent games in the UK. What kind of bullshit is that?
It's not illegal
to rent games.
No, it's just not an option because no one does it.
No one does it.
Okay, exactly. It's not a thing. I heard that's
Well,
quite
I know
places,
it's outright illegal in Japan, which I already knew because the fucking companies own the government there. But I didn't know. I'm like, damn, the UK too. Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah,
here's a perspective that you might want to look at. So I have a local guy who sells these at like flea markets and stuff.
Okay.
So you got to think of it from the salesman's perspective. What is he going to push? Is he going to push something where he can get something where they only have to come back once? Yeah, are they gonna have to?
I ain't even got to finish.
Come back once, and you install all the games, and then you come back every time you want a new set of games, or a Flashcart that can just be patched out and you can do everything yourself. So is he going to do the option that's going to keep someone coming back for more game installs, or is he going to do the option where he does it himself and nobody ever has to touch it again?
You're right. You're right. That's the way you look at it. Now, typically, most people, you want to keep them coming back. So you would probably do the solution to keep them coming back. I agree with you on that. That would be the smart thing, especially if you're sitting there. And I've been to a couple cons and different things, and I've seen those people out there who do sell those devices and things like that. And I totally agree. It's a good way. Hey, I need they're updating constantly because they're doing that shit constantly and they're selling them constantly. So they always have things up to date. And a lot of people don't know that shit does take preparation and stuff to set it up and get things work. You got sometimes ROM sets, certain games don't work. You got to check things. It is some type of firmware. So I want to give them some credit. They do put if you keep doing it for long and long. Yeah, I agree. That probably
so he drops the files on there for the customer, drops some games on there. They call and say, hey, I want some of these new games that are coming out. Okay, come back. I'll install them on there. Like $50, $70, like a fifth of what he would have paid if he would have just bought all the games. And every single time he keeps coming back for more game installs.
Greetings, sir. My name is Clarence. I'm a representative from Nintendo. Did you just admit to piracy, sir?
Oh, no.
Are you guys talking about the flashcard or the mod chip thing?
Mod chip, where it keeps him coming back.
Okay.
So it works all the time. And it keeps them coming back.
And that's why I agree.
Yeah,
right.
and again, right? Nobody knows at the end of the day how this is going to play out. Nobody knows. So all we can do is speculate. I could be completely wrong. Who the fuck knows?
Podcast.
Yeah, you know what? I might go to my source. I'm about to just write my source while you're talking. MGR, my bad.
I honestly think that this is going to get patched out fairly quickly. And you know what? If it doesn't, the only way, like, people are going to get fucking pissed if they start getting banned. And they're all going to be like, oh, don't buy it, don't do it, blah, 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 you'll get banned. And honestly, like, if you're copying your own cart...
You bought fucking flashcards from the Russians and you didn't expect those? God, you're an idiot.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He's got
But in all seriousness, right? Like, if it's legitimately that you're going to back up your own game and use this to play them, and it works online and it works all good and it doesn't get patched out, all good. That's pretty damn cool, right? Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I don't even use homebrew on mine. I don't even give a shit about, right? Like, I don't care.
Sir, my name's Clarence. I'm a representative from Nintendo.
Yeah,
but I can 100% guarantee you that people are going to go onto their shitty little torrent public trackers, download XDI copies of games where all the shit is zeroed out, and they're going to get... It says in part 2 of online mode, if a valid certificate, blah, 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 online mode is not recommended as it can lead to a ban. Can lead to a ban? Fuck that. It's going to lead to a ban. And we all know that.
Lead to a ban.
It will lead to a ban. There's no question about that.
Let me ask you, MGR. Let's see. I know how you feel about it. So you're saying even if I have my valid, it's a legit game. I own the legit game, and I'm using this. You're telling me I'm still gonna be shit out of luck, no matter.
No. If it's your own valid copy and nobody else has it, it'll probably be fine, right? I'm pretty sure it's fine right now if you run your own backup on like system custom firmware. I don't know. I don't ever use it. I use the emulated one. But here's the thing. Right? Like it's when people want to mod their Switch, they're always worried a lot of them are worried about getting banned online. A lot of people are worried about that.
He
Right?
right. He is so right.
If you have a chip and it's set up properly, you're not going to get banned. Okay. And everybody that knows what they're talking about knows that. And now I'm not saying you'll never get banned because who knows? Maybe they'll figure it out one day, right?
Yep.
But here's the thing. How many parents do this shit for their kids' Switch? A lot of them. If they all start getting banned and now their kid can't play Fortnite or Minecraft or whatever on the internet, they're going to be fucking pissed. Right? Because now you have a Switch that can't go online. It's banned.
Hey, Grandma, that's what you get for buying flashcards from the Russians. God.
Do you expect parents to understand that though, going into it?
No, but
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
But here's the thing: if I start fucking running a repair business by the time this shit's out and doing shit and whatever, and I get people coming to me saying, "Hey, I bought this flashcard, and now my kid's Switches doesn't go online anymore," I'm gonna say, "You bought flashcards from the goddamn Russians."
Yeah.
And
Even
yo,
though I don't think this is Russian still.
he's right. And yo, I'm not gonna lie, this is smelling a little man. And then you're right, you will need a hacked Switch which can run the homebrew application, man. You know what I mean? Just having that in there just don't sit right with me, man.
And then
Hey,
on top of that, so whenever a modded Switch boots into a Kate, you get to sit there and see, okay, this is custom firmware on the on the system
he's right.
versus
That's what I don't like
Yeah.
about
or
that.
if you try to run Smash online on a flash cart, Nintendo's server sees that 300 people are using that exact same copy of Smash.
Man.
What's going to happen to all of those people?
He's
Or
right.
all
That's
zeros.
what's gonna happen. Yeah. All zeros.
Let's be real here. 95% of the people that buy this thing are going to be using downloaded XCIs. They ain't gonna go out and buy a game so they can make a backup of it. Let's be fucking real here.
Yeah, and I will drop that right now. You are absolutely correct. Majority of people, and I would say at least 80 to 85% are going to be downloading. You are going to find a very small percentage renting from a family video or GameFly or something.
The actual best fucking outcome of this would be if in like 3 months they come out like, everybody, we have an amazing update to share. In light of the previous spirit of the Switch scene, we've decompiled and now officially released a custom version of SXOS that works with our fucking side cards, and now it brings back the spirit of XCI loading.
Man, don't make me do it. You know, I started on the whole YouTube thing doing Team Executor shit. And this is before I knew all the dirty shit that was going on, right? I was just like, oh, I'm a kid who used Team Executor products. Well, let me do a video. You know, and then I just like found out when the indictment dropped. I'm like, oh shit. Why? Oh God! You start thinking about what did I send them?
I let fucking call me a bunch of times is actually right about them being connected. Oh my God!
And you're right. You actually predicted a lot of that, talking about the connection between a lot of the websites that they mentioned, the True Blues, the Stargates, to all those things. And believe it or not, in the indictment, that was exactly what they had, verbatim, pictures and everything of those sites. They were putting up games.
I'm still so sad that they didn't have a screenshot of Max console that showed me. And I'll tell you what, that probably exists somewhere on some government database, but it wasn't in the fucking indictment. I'm so upset about that.
And you know that indictment had some pretty recent stuff too, so they were tapped in. Right, they were tapped in pretty good.
Okay, let's turn this to a different angle.
Let's do
all right. So you got to think about this. If this does come out, this will be the first physical way to dump your games.
Which is why it's going to be expensive.
Yeah,
that's what I'm afraid of. I really hope the dumper would be like like $30, but we'll see.
Right.
Well, it would be nice, but I doubt it.
Well,
I'm going to call it right now. $59.99 for the dumper, $59.99 for the cart is my guess.
Probably, yeah.
You're one of the rare people, though, that you truly don't have any intentions of pirating, but maybe you're somebody who's really into game preservation, like legitimate game preservation, and you want to just make backup copies of your own system, but you don't want to get as intricate as modding your system. This is going to be fucking great. I mean, seriously, this is something that I would have killed to own this thing a couple years ago before I was actually deep into the modding scene. You know,
I mean, there's a lot of people that believe in what they call a purest copy of the files, and this would give them their pure copy.
Yeah,
and a lot of people would definitely buy this, even if it was $200.
And archivist groups will probably fucking die for this thing.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. And I'm curious to see how it works. And again, we're talking a bunch of shit. Who knows how it's actually gonna break down? But one thing is, my source said no homebrew. That was for sure. That was one of the first things that was mentioned.
I said the same thing.
Hopefully they use their own code and not some Nintendo stuff, and
Okay, here's a take on it. How long? So you remember back whenever the Game Boy Advance and DS games, they started making reproduction cards. How long before someone starts taking their backups and making
Yeah.
reproduction cards?
Well, shit. Well, that goes back to
Well,
what I
that'd be
was
nice
saying
too.
about the fact that
Damn.
That'd be real nice.
now that if you have a homebrewed Switch, right, or even if you have the hardware dumper, right, you could start making these fucking like 20-in-1 because you couldn't do 100-in-1 with the Switch. You can make these fucking reproduction 30-in-1 game cards and just do what they do with the current ones, where they fucking put a micro SD card in and then put a sticker over the micro SD card. They could swap out the SD card at the front of it. The only thing that would make it difficult is that because of how specific the change method is. On the DS cards, they had this firmware that you could fuck with. You could change the theme, change the text, all that kind of stuff. For this, that doesn't exist. All you've got is that stupid fucking take the card in and out, motion.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they'd have to get people into that, but. The only problem though is that if you're selling those kind of cards, you're selling an instant death card. You're selling a card that no matter what your situation is, you're going to get instantly banned. At least if you buy the original card, you can get your own dumps on there and not get banned. But these any reproduction card, any compilation cards, all of those are going to all get you people banned instantly, and so there's probably going to be a big push by not just Nintendo but the people, right? Because no one but the
JP
people
brought up a good point.
are going to be pushing to make sure these things get taken down.
Yup. Yo, hold up. JP dropped a hammer, man.
Yeah, so basically,
Like Ty
right,
Lopez dropping knowledge.
we're all saying that we think this game cartridge is real, but we're kind of ignoring the fact that having a Switch game dumper is a massive deal, and it must be a lot of research, development, trying to get it working. Why are we not seeing any pictures of that? Why is there no more focus on that? Are they saying
True.
Preach, JP.
are they saying they've got a game dumper to try and sort of bolster the legitimately of this isn't for piracy, this is for your backups, you get the cartridge?
Oh, of course. That's what they did with SXOS. They did that with everything, where they added something in it to make it seem like, oh no, we're not here for piracy. Meanwhile, on the back end, they were fucking supporting piracy to no end, and they deep down knew that it was going to get used for that, and they were happy about that. I mean, like I said, I talk about Stargate NX being connected to Team Executor. There is no proof of that. There's no official thing coming from the Justice Department. I feel like that would have been the biggest slam dunk they would have had, and they didn't have that in there. So we'll assume that maybe that's not connected. But what they did have was on the front page of the Team Executor website links to resellers who were including SD cards with games included, and that were advertising the card, the SX Pro, as a device that would let you play free games. So even if they weren't saying it themselves, they had the sloppiest quality control to make sure that they weren't accidentally advocating for it, or they were advocating it basically using the resellers as a sort of middleman, like a sort of fall guy to push the piracy aspects.
You said reseller. Who the hell's gonna sell this? Who's gonna sell it?
Me. I'm kidding.
No, because for real, I mean, we gonna buy everything from Russia? How are we gonna do that?
Fucking, you gotta like, to purchase our product, step 1, go to this website. Step 2, convert your currency into rubles.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are we gonna do it? Like, what's going on? How do we handle that? Who's gonna sell
I don't know.
it?
I honestly think those transactions are gonna get blocked. Because I remember when I bought the fucking SX Core from Flashcart, like way back, and my fucking credit card company called me and they're like, "This is a suspicious transaction." I'm like, "No, it's not." Oh, okay. Right, but
I still
yeah,
occasionally get that
Mine
from
wouldn't even go through
AliExpress.
till I called. Till I actually had to call them and tell them it was okay. He's right. I had the same thing happen.
It is completely possible that they could just AliExpress special this kind of shit. I mean, it'd be very awkward.
it's gonna get cloned to shit. I guarantee you, it's gonna get cloned to shit.
Curious, how fast for the clones? So we know that shit's coming around the corner.
I'm gonna shout out my boy Feng Ren over on the manufacturing line for the Instinct chips.
Let's give it up for him, baby.
Wait, what?
My buddy from Taiwan. He got in touch with the manufacturer and translated everything for me. And my buddy Fong Ren is over on the manufacturing line.
Talk to him. That's what oh, you on some baller stuff right there. That's next level.
All right, I'm getting out of here.
Hey, MJ, hey, you know what? Hey, and honestly though, I am gonna have to leave though as well, man.
Wait, I don't know who the fuck is dropping that information, but fucking add my Discord right now. We gotta talk. Add my Discord right now. We gotta talk more about that shit.
Hey, go ahead, y'all do your thing, man. I ain't got no worry, but hey, man, I appreciate everybody stopping by, man. I appreciate y'all, you know, the donations helping out, man. Anybody got any last words? Anything?
I just got a question. Is anyone doing this restream thing on their phone?
No.
I'm curious.
Me.
Is it just me, or does Restream absolutely rape your phone?
Yes, it does.
Like,
absolutely.
My phone is like melting, and my fucking fast charger can't even keep up with it.
Yes, on my old phone, literally, I actually got so hot that my phone went into over temperature protection mode. And I couldn't be on the stream.
Hey, y'all make me want to just get off Restream, man. Shit, what is it? StreamYard? Should I just go one platform and do YouTube and share it out after? Like what?
No. But we need to find the Russian YouTube.
Dude, at this point,
yo, we'll destroy that shit. Let's go,
bro. Let's just call Putin himself and see if we could just start streaming on RT or something.
Oh shit! Hey, let's go. Hey, for that reason, we out, y'all. We gonna go ahead now. Let me.
Hey Nick, when that thing comes out, buy one, do a review, and see how long it takes for your video to get pulled off.
You know what, Dr. Specimen. I can tell Dr. Specimen that I'm gonna put up a video and I'm gonna have him help me with it. Okay, we're gonna do a little thing together, right? But I'm telling you, I don't know about YouTube, man. I'm a little scared. I'm scared as shit of YouTube, bro. I'm scared.
Someone get in touch with Macho Nacho.
I remember names too. Nacho.
How
about this, Nick? How about we post it like on like everywhere else, but then on YouTube, just like every day for like a week, we just live stream the video.
You know what? We can do that. We can. I don't know, man. YouTube just fucking assholes, man. But you know what? I would think we're good with that. I don't know, man. He's right. MGR was right. MGR said that shit, and that's what's making me second guess my decision. Because last time I doubted him. I said, you know what? I told him to his face, yes. You know how you tell you somebody's like, hey man, you might not want to go over there. Man, I'm not gonna go over there, man. Thank you for helping me. And I go right over there. You know what I mean? That's what
idea. Don't have it as a title. We could just have it as like Flashcart review.
Okay,
we'll do that. Switch in the title.
We'll do that. We'll do that, then.
If Aesthetics can have videos on fucking drilling a hole in a goddamn board to install a mod chip, you can put up a goddamn video of this thing.
Well, the thing is, though, everything's sort of stagnated, so Nintendo kind of doesn't really want to. The info's out. It's as out as it's going to get, so Nintendo doesn't need to go taking shit down anymore. But when the stuff ramps up again, especially because it's going to ramp up higher than it ever fucking has, like ever, Nintendo's probably going to be on the pounce for a while. So I know that there was a time where even coding shit, even not even putting anything in the title related, just saying like tutorial and then clicking into it and it was a Switch tutorial or whatever, that shit would still get your videos taken down. So there might
I think I saw one that was just called cheeseburger or something. But yeah,
there just might be a danger period.
Happy Meal, something like that.
There might just be a danger period where you can't do anything at all.
Damn.
Yeah. It seems to come and go.
It does in waves.
Cool.
But
all right, man.
Man.
Have a good night,
here, man. Everybody, holla at you. Enjoy yourselves. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. If we want to do all that shit again, man, I appreciate it.
Later, people.
All right, man.